Pleasure.
Hello.
Let me take a seat.
Nice to meet you.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Well, I was the valedictorian in my class. I'm also very familiar with working with other people and kids in middle school age. And I'm also very good with working with others, and I'm enthusiastic about the job, and I'm willing to do what it takes to manage my time and resources to get work done.
Very good.
Why should we hire you?
You should hire me because I have a master's degree in education leadership with an early childhood specialization, completed certificate, in advanced studies in educational administration from Vanderbilt. I graduated with high honors and was the valedictorian in my class. Recently, I worked at Exeter Middle School as a student intern. As an intern, I helped out in the administration department and volunteered in classrooms throughout the school. Now I teach full-time at Cape Elizabeth Middle School, where I've been working for the past 4 years.
What are your greatest strengths?
My greatest strengths are dealing with others. My time management skills are excellent, and I'm organized, efficient, and take pride in excelling at my work. I'm content in my administration skills and my ability to resolve what could be difficult situations. When I'm doing a project, I just don't want to meet the expectations. I want to go above and beyond. I prefer to complete the project well ahead of schedule. What is your greatest weakness?
My biggest weakness is that I'm a perfectionist, and that tends to take some time getting all my work done so it can be as great as possible. But that doesn't stop me from getting it done on time.
What do you expect to gain out of this job?
I expect to gain an understanding of working within a facility as an assistant principal. I expect to meet many people at this job that can give me insight and wisdom on how to improve my standings as an assistant principal.
What do you expect to gain out of this job?
I expect to get an understanding of working within a facility as an assistant principal. I also expect to meet many people while working at this job that can give me an insight and wisdom on how to improve my standings as an assistant principal.
Okay, so what was your best interview experience?
Well, I've had lots of interviews in my life, but believe it or not, probably the best interview experience I ever had was at this school when I applied here for this job. At the time, I interviewed with Mr. Stevens, and then the vice principal was Mr. Mosley. And the reason it was so good is because they were just like brutally honest, like what the job was and what the expectations were. There was no any kind of playing games or anything like that. They just kind of laid it out, and I guess they obviously liked me because they hired me. So that was actually one of the best job interviews I ever had, and I was really nervous going into it because I hadn't taught for a while. But they were great, and that was probably one of my best ones.
What was your worst interview experience?
My worst interview experience was for a job for a nonprofit agency up in New Hampshire, and I really wasn't sure what the job was. So that was bad to start with, when I walked in. And then I met this really nice person, and I spoke with her, and thought, oh, that wasn't so bad, that went pretty well. And then they opened the door, and there's this boardroom with 12 people sitting in there, and they attacked me. They were just brutal. And I kind of felt like I was back in 6th grade or something. I was just oh my God, I'm not prepared. These people are asking me these really hard questions that I have no idea what they want the answer for. And that was probably my biggest nightmare. It was awful. I didn't get the job, obviously.
Aww. Do you have any tips for going into an interview?
Yeah, probably the most important thing is just be yourself. Don't try and be something you're not. Don't try and fool them into believing you're something you're not. You just really need to be honest with yourself. Because if you're not that way, and even if you got the job, it wouldn't be right, you wouldn't enjoy it, that kind of thing. So probably really just be yourself. Also be really well prepared, know what you're getting in for and what the job is. That's really key.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.